Hello, welcome everyone. So as हामी चाहिँ नि JavaScript को bounce ball custom animation script गर्न लागेको छौं. So today we are going to make a bounce ball animation custom script. This program, this live session is sponsored by Cibt, Chibas Academy and Consultancy, and Lisa Cafe. So let's start the project, right? Okay, let's start. All right, so I'm gonna create a page called animation.html, right? So let's see what happens. This is our HTML page, simple HTML page, right? So let's make it a little bit attractive, right? So let's say I create one class or ID, let's say hash container, right? Inside the div, I'm going to create another div called ID equals to, let's say, ball, right? So let's design some CSS on it. Let's put some CSS on it. Okay. So what I want to do is hash ball. So I want to make the width, not script, sorry. It's supposed to be a style. Sometimes I do make mistakes. I'm sorry for that. Okay, so ball, right? So how big you want to make it? All right, so if you want to make it, let's say, let's add some background, right? Background of the color of green maybe. And if you want to add some width, how big you want to make it? For example, let's say 200 pixel and equal height 200 pixel. Let's see how does it look actually. I skipped the part. This is how it looks like, right? So we want to make it like a ball. So we want to convert that into we want to add some border and then the radius and then make it 50%. Making that 50%, you refresh the page, this is how it looks like. If you want to add some, like pictures, images, right? So what you can do is maybe instead of that, you can add some img src, right? And then I'll say images / cibt dot let's say png. Yes, it's png. Let's see how does it look. I don't know how it's gonna look like. Oh my god, it's looking terrible. So we don't want to do this here, right? So what you want to do is here we can add a background and then background URL img / cibt.png. See how does it look? It's not looking good. Okay, so let's just put it the background, right? So what we want to do it here is we want to actually make it bounce, right? So a small effect for make it bounce. Let's say we need to add some script. So let's add some script. For example, where ball equals to document get element by ID ball, right? Now we want to know the exact position of this ball. We haven't added anything yet. So that means let's see how to get the left side, right? So let me console.log ball.offset left. So let's see what it will give you for inspect and the control. So that means it's giving you a 8. So that might be the pixel, right? So if you want to move it from left to right, what you can do is where let's say left equals to that's px offset, right? Then we require the interval, and we add a callback function there. And if you want to add, like a timer and trade, and then you want to change the position of the ball, so style dot left equals to, do it like a left, all right, and then left plus pixel, and then increase it plus. Okay, so doing that one will actually does nothing. It's not doing anything because we forgot to add one thing, is the very important part. You must define the position absolute. Then only it will start moving from one place to another. See the changes? Let's make it a little bit faster, right? So let's make it a little bit faster, not 100. Let me add 10, and then you will start seeing the changes. You see? They're tweening from one place to another, right? So this is going left to right. Then what next? It's keep on going, right? So what we can do is we can actually stop. We can stop and start at the same position, right? Let's say what you can do is, okay, if left is greater than window dot inner width, then left equals to 0. Let's see what it does. Let's make it a little bit faster. So I want to make it just 1 and see what happens. So it's like keep coming back, huh? Okay. So this is not what exactly we are actually looking for, right? So we are looking for something else. So that means we now require another variable as well, var TP equals to ball dot offset up. That will give you exactly, the top positions. It's like a coordinate. For example, let's say into a graph, see, like 0, 0, that starts from the 1, right? So 0, 0. Then what we need to do is, like every time it goes into 1 pixel left, then from the top it has to come 1, and then again 2, 2, right? So 3, 3. This is how we need to make it, right? So that means, so if you add another line, for example, let's say dot left top equals to TP dot EX, and then what we do is TP plus plus as well. So increment the top value as well. So let's see what it does. So this is what exactly happening, right? But it's keep going down, right? It's keep going down. So that means, again, what we need to do is, let's say, what we exactly need to know is, for example, let's say, if the size of the window, right? If the height, if that ball touches the window height, then it has to go to the right position. So how to make that one? So first, let's make it, right? If your TP is greater than window dot inner height, let's set the position to the top. TP equals to 0. Let's just make it like this. And let's see what happens. Sorry. Give me a second. I got some problem here. Okay. Okay, let me refresh the page and see what happens. If that touches, then top is 0, right? This is what is happening. So we are not exactly looking for this one, right? Are we? No. We need to make it bounce, right? So that means we have to go to the other direction. So that means, for example, we need to flag in where we actually want to go. For example, let's say var move left equals to true. Move left, right? So we are coming from move left to right. So then what we exactly need to do is, if that top touches, for example, let's say if inner height is greater than this one, we are not doing this one, move left equals to false. Okay. So now let me remove this one first and let's add that one. If that top touches the inner height, then move left is false. So what we exactly need is, if move left, so that means our TP, if move left, then TP plus plus, else TP minus minus. So let's see what happens. So this is what exactly happened. So we don't know exactly where it went, right? So let's add another script. So this is what it's happening. So if you refresh the page again, it's bouncing, but the ball is actually hiding. So what we can do is, if TP is less than inner height minus ball dot offset top, then so let's refresh and see what happens. So it went somewhere, I don't know where exactly, whatever. So window dot inner height minus offset top, or let's make it a smaller, refresh, control 0. Okay, this is what exactly happening. Let me remove this for a while. So now we need to make it, for example, this is what we're actually telling is, like you are telling to go to the move left, and then once the TP is greater than inner height, like you need to tell it need to go to the move right, right? So again, if that touches, if TP also equals to 0, right? If that is greater than 0, maybe greater than or equals to 0, then you need to tell move left, move right, yeah, left equals to true. Let's see what happens. Now it's not working. So let's do something like this. Let's console the print. TP and see what exactly happening. It's keep on increasing. It's keep on increasing. Okay. So sorry, it has to be less than 0. Then only we have to make it move true. That was the mistake. My mistake. I'm sorry. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's bouncing, right? Now we don't know where exactly went. So let's make our ball a very smaller, right? And then we will find out what exactly happens. So the size of the ball, let's make it 50 pixel. 50 pixel and see what happens. Right. Okay. Okay. So now let's do this. If our ball, or if left is greater than window dot inner width, then let's make it our left equals to 0, so that it will keep on going, right? So let's see what happens. Now you can add this effect with the key press event as well. You know, like if you want to make a game, if you want to do some game programming, if you want to change some backgrounds, you know, like for example, if you're doing some background changes, you can add some backgrounds. For example, let's say, okay, backgrounds equals to, okay, so backgrounds equals to, let's put that into the array, right? So img slash cibt.png. Then let's say what are the images that I have. Okay, Lisa underscore cafe.jpg, and then another one is Chibasa.png. So we have 3 pictures. We want to rotate it, right? So these backgrounds, for example, let's say container. Okay, let's make the container as well. So var container equals to document.get element by id, and then there is container. Okay, then container dot style dot background url. Maybe do we have url? Background image equals to img slash plus backgrounds 0, right? So that is the first background picture that we are adding. So let's see. Okay, we don't have the, it's not working, is it? No, it's not. Okay, let's make some colors instead. All right, background, let's add some colors. Red, black, orange, then purple, and then yellow. All right, so instead of this background, we can make this background to 0. See what happens. Okay, we don't have the background, so there must be the problem. So okay, so container document.get element by id, container, there's the container spelling mistake. Okay, container document.style.background. All right, so backgrounds, copy, Control V, not working. ID, okay, there was the background, bold, container, is the spelling right? Console.log, container, and we don't want to print out that small console.log. We don't want to print out that. Okay, so there is background, and then background is red, but why it's not working? Okay, maybe or let's remove this one from the container. Right, so yeah, one thing. Okay, let's make the width. Container dot height equals to, sorry, style dot height equals to window dot inner height plus pixel, and we want to say the width inner width, and that would work, I guess. Right, this is how it looks like, right? All right, see that? Let's keep on moving, right? So now let's make something cool. All right, so you want to change the background, then instead of this, so maybe those images can also work. Let's see what it does. So let's say cibt.png, esubac.png, visa underscore cafe.png, not png, that's a jpg actually. So background, right? So image equals to backgrounds. Let's see what happens. Is it working? No, it's not. It's not, because the path is not working. So that means the path is img/ and then the file name. Is it working? No, it's not working. So that means go to the background with images, colors. Okay. So now, if you want to change the background image, what you can do is, let's say var index equals to 0, and you can pass this to index, right? So then you can go down. This is where the left side, like if the greater than window, you want to change the background, right? So that means container dot background style dot background equals to backgrounds then plus plus index. So you want to change the background. This is what it's happening. So that background can be the image, like if you're making a game, like that can be the background. The background can be the images. So I actually don't know exactly, what is the CSS that actually changes the background. So I need to do a little bit, like more research on that one. So I'm sorry for that. So now, what actually happens is, if this index crosses the length of this background, all right? So that means what we exactly need to do is, if index is equals to background dot length, right? If or is equals to length, there might be a problem, right? So that means what we exactly need to do is, we need to add it here. If less than background dot length, then do this, right? Then else index equals to -1, because we have made this plus plus index. So that means next time if you make -1, that will start from the 0, right? So let's add some less colors, right? Limited colors, or let's make the speed a little bit faster, right? So I'm having a small problems here, the JavaScript errors. If this is the case, condition, right? So what is the problem? Okay. All right, so cool. All right, so this is what actually I was missing, and then this is what exactly does. Okay, let's see. Let's add a limited colors, right? So lesser colors, purple back. Okay, let's add only 3 colors so that you can find the changes, right? So let's make a smaller window as well, because we have called the inner height and inner width. So this is what exactly happening. So the background is changing, right? All right, so let's try to optimize your code as well. All right. Okay. This line can be TP equals to, if move left, then TP plus 1, right? Else TP -1. Then this code we don't require anymore. So let's see what happens. Yes. So you can do more with this ones, like for example, let's say you can add some two slides, like for playing a game, like you can two-player games, one-player games using the same example. And also you can make something like, like a something, you can make it straight, right? With the key up arrow or key down arrow, key left arrow, you can integrate with that one. So for do that one, maybe, like you can do some more research on, for example, without adding that one, what you can do is you can add, let's say, document dot on key phrase, right? So whatever the key phrase is, right? So example function, you can add something like this, and then let's say if you press the key, if you want to move the ball, then you can, like if the key press is the left key, then you can move to left. If right key, then you can move to right. All these things. So that actually requires you to pass the E event over here, right? So then you can, like for example, let's say console.log E dot. So whatever the key is, for example, let's say key code. Okay, so where is the key? Let's see. Let's inspect the thing. Let's go to the console, right? And let's make it bigger, all right? So let's pull it down. Let's pull it down. Okay, so I'm refreshing the page. Okay, so if I key press, right, for example, it's not tracking yet. So let's see what happens. Console.log. Hello. Let's see what happens. Okay. See, it's pressing, right? For example, console.log e.key or key code if you want to use the ASCII values. So let's say I'm pressing the K, right? I'm keep on pressing the K. I'm pressing the 209. So 207 I, right? 1 7. So for example, the ASCII code of a small a is 97, right? B is 98, C is 99, right? So with the key combinations, you can actually design your own game with difficult levels and stuff like that. I hope you enjoyed these JavaScript sessions. Thank you very much. So thank you very much. So I would like to thank Cibt and then Tsubasa Academy and Consultancy and Lisa Cafe for sponsoring this event, sponsoring this session, right? So if you want to learn more about all these things, please visit Cibt, or if you want to learn some Japanese lessons, right, Japanese language, or if you are actually planning to looking for a career in Japan as an IT professionals, maybe you can, visit us and find out more about that one. So few more details we're actually publishing soon, right? Then if you want to try authentic Newari dishes, Lisa Cafe is always there for you, right? We are planning to open as soon as possible, right? Thank you very much. Thank you. So if you want to know more about, if you want to have different kind of sessions, if you have, for example, whether it's Java or C# or, like a PHP or Laravel, whatever the things, if you have a confusion, you just comment below, or you can, inbox us at Facebook page. Our Facebook page is facebook.com/creators.ibt, right? So this is where you can go, right? So you can hit the like buttons, right? So you can inbox us or you can comment us, whatever it is. If you are confusing about our location, right? So we are actually at Kumaripati, Lalitpur, and we have also pinned the picture location map. You can actually play the video, right? So you can find out by watching this video. So thank you very much. Thank you everyone.